Going live, attempt 2. Is this working? We're 3 seconds in, 5 seconds in.
Yes. Take 2.
Hey, it looks like we're loaded now. That's the worst thing about these YouTube go live things. I see people doing it all the time. When I watch the go live, they're talking and they don't know it's actually working, and you think it's funny, and then you try doing it yourself and you're like, oh yeah, I know why that happens. Dear.
No good.
Oh
So,
dear.
hello again.
Hi everybody.
Sorry we disappeared.
Take 2. We don't know what happened last time. There was an audio issue or something, and I don't know if this has actually gone out or what happened. So I just give YouTube a minute to spit it out to people if that's what it's doing. Yeah. Oh, hello.
Hey, hello.
Hi Denise. Hi Holistic Hottie. That's a cool name.
That is a cool name.
Yeah, you can hear us now.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I'm glad you can hear. Yeah, sorry about earlier. Oh, there's a little number that tells you how many people are watching. I didn't see that before.
It does.
See.
We've thrown the kids at my mum and shut the door, locked the door, thrown away the key, and we have 30 minutes, hopefully, to have a quick chat with you all. How is everyone?
Yeah. If Kaylee's mum's watching this, keep the kids. Don't give them back. They're your problem now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we're wearing our glasses today because last time we were like trying to read the comments and couldn't see what was going on.
Came prepared this time.
Yeah, it's just a Sunday night casual kick back and chat. LGBTQ Christian says, hi, I've been following you guys. I'm also Irish and escaped a Pentecostal church with cult-like tendencies. Wow, interesting.
Congrats on your freedom.
Yeah,
how are you doing?
Getting out. Hope everything's all right. Been great to learn from you. Yeah, thanks so much for joining us. And I guess it doesn't matter what organization you escape from with cult-like tendencies, they all tend to be same, or at least have many things in common. So
they do indeed. So welcome.
And I hope it hasn't caused you too much stress and trouble, and if it has, you're able to put it behind you. Let's see, Penny.
Hello, Penny.
Penny Tarrant.
How are you?
Hi, Penny. Hi, Linda. I only wish my kids were in the next room. I know.
Oh, it's the only bit of peace all week.
I mean, we're actually just using you guys. We're not here for you. We're here because we just want to get away from the kids for 30 minutes.
Don't tell them. Desperate parents right there. Listen to that.
I'm a wicked Irishman. What can I say?
You are indeed. We leprechaun.
Yeah. So you keep reminding me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, how's everyone doing? Everyone keeping all right? This is just a casual last minute thing. We just decided to give it a try. I think last time we did it on a Thursday, and we were kind of blown away by the amount of comments. So
yeah, is there a particular day or a particular time that suits people best for a live chat? I don't know what the YouTube etiquette is.
Yeah, that's a good point. Let us know. Penny says the whole earth is under cult-like or cult-style governance. You won't get any argument from me there, Penny.
No, definitely not.
That's a strange thing for when you wake up from a cult. Well, it depends. Different people react differently. Some people kind of like don't notice it, and then other people notice, oh, there are cults everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't know what the difference is. Why some people see it and some people don't. But,
no. Yeah. Different makeup, but you start seeing it in every aspect of life, don't you? Yeah,
there are cult-like tendencies everywhere, whether that be in education, in the job environment, like you say, the government, other places, everywhere. It's all part of the culture, I guess.
Yeah.
Sundays are good, not many distractions, Denise says. Hi, Denise. Thanks for letting us know. And Holistic Hottie Inc. says, I notice cults everywhere.
Yeah.
It's like I see dead people. I see dead people.
I see cults.
I see cults. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
But they are. That's the scary part.
It's true.
Stephen Hassan, his book, I didn't read all of it, but it did help me when I was waking up. I read a little bit, on some of his thoughts on cults. So I don't know all of what he said, but the first few chapters, I think he talked about mini cults, like even a circle of friends being a cult, or they can be a cult, if you have like a really controlling person controlling everyone else in that circle of friends. It only takes like 2 or 3 people, which is an interesting thought. What do we got here?
Oh, let's see. LGBTQ Christian. I have a question. I've heard you guys say wake up. What does that mean to you?
Good question.
That is a good question. So I guess for us, we liken being inside the cult as not really being in reality, as that we were almost asleep. So we've woken up to reality in that sense. That's the simplest explanation, I guess.
Being in the cult, you're so... In the Jehovah's Witnesses organization, you're restricted and limited and repressed to the point where you're in a dreamlike state. Mm-hmm. You're not really existing. You're asleep. And so once you kind of wake up to everything that happens outside the cult, you realize, whoa, there's a whole other world out there. There are, people aren't what they told us they were. And it's like waking up for the first time and realizing I was asleep.
Yeah.
That's the best way I can put it. Well, and it's funny because they have a publication called Awake. How ironic.
The irony indeed.
But they're all asleep. So
yeah. And June Exjw says, just jumped on, have no idea what we're discussing. We have no idea
Neither
either.
do we.
We're just come on to say hello and have a wee chit chat.
Welcome to the blissful ignorance. The Bewitched One. Hello, welcome. I love that name.
Oh, be a good t-shirt, Denise says. I see cults everywhere. Yes, that would be a deadly t-shirt.
We should make that. Yeah, merchandise coming to a Exjw family somewhere near you.
That sounds like another t-shirt.
Or a good podcast name.
Yeah.
Now, we were actually talking about a podcast recently, weren't we? We don't know. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. It was just something, just a little idea we were throwing around. The Coronavirus Project is owned, operated by the world backers, owners of Watchtower and JWs. Penny, Tarrant, there's a lot we could say about that, but this probably is not the time, the place or the time. But yeah, there are a lot of people benefiting from, regardless of what way you look at it, what we think about it, there are people benefiting from it, which is very not very nice. Let's see, makes sense, quite poetic. It is poetic. It's strange.
It is. It is a very strange reality when you do wake up.
Yeah.
Hello, Beverly.
Hi, Beverly.
Yeah.
Let's see, another question. Oh, yes, please keep them coming. Although we do apologize up front if we don't get to them all, because I don't think we got them all last time. There were so many. How do you get over the fear of what if I'm wrong and they're right? Do you still believe in God in some sense? And that is again from LGBTQ Christian. What do you think, Kaylee?
I think that's a very good question. How do you get over the fear? I don't know if I could sum it up properly, because I think it's something that is individual to each person. For some people, the fear might last longer, or for some people it's instantaneous. They just know that this is not the truth and that's it for them. The fear leaves them and they are dead set and sure that what they have learned is the real truth, if you will. But for me, I think research is key.
That's what Denise says.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Denise has answered it for you. Research is a huge factor. The more you research, the more it breaks down.
Yeah. And Jessica Fong is joining us from Jamaica. Wow.
Hello, all the way from Jamaica.
Hello. Wow. Yeah. I hope it's nice over there. And the weather is nice, and the New Year's been treating you well. Just piggybacking off what Kaylee said about the research thing. The thing about research is the fear actually stops you from researching. So even though the research will help, you can't because you're afraid to research. So it's like you're stuck between a rock and a hard place, catch-22, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. So you kind of need an emotional thing to come along and slap you and sort of slap the fear out of the way for just long enough for you to go, oh, what was that? That's something's not right here. I'm going to research and see what happens. And then all of a sudden you realize, yeah, they are wrong. They're very wrong. And you can get over that fear the more you research it.
But it is quite complex, I guess.
Yeah, like Kaylee said, everyone's different. Everyone has a different experience, even though it's similar, it's different. We're all unique.
I know we are coming up on 14th.
Yes.
Was it? Monday
February.
Monday week. It'll be 3 years that we've been out.
Our 3 year waking up anniversary. Is that a thing?
Freedom. 3 years of freedom.
Freedom Day.
Do you know what? It feels like so much longer sometimes.
It does. Feels like 30 years.
It does.
My goodness. And
what does Penny
LGBT
say?
Christian says, thanks. You're very welcome anytime.
And Penny says, we need to support each other because we are ahead of the game. We know the cult template, so if we try to keep us independent from governance, we'll feel freer. That's a very good point.
Hallelujah, Penny.
Yep.
I'm into that. Oh, an LGBT Christian said, do we still believe in God? I forgot to answer that part of their question. And that's another complicated question. We kind of, I guess we do in our own kind of ways, but maybe we don't believe it in an organized religion kind of way.
Yeah, I haven't a clue what I believe, and that's also okay. But maybe one day I will, maybe I won't.
Yeah. Denise says, the more you research, the better you feel. For real. It is so true.
Holistic Hottie Inc. Yes, my freedom anniversary was February 1st. It's been 22 years. Woo!
Oh, woo! Congrats.
Happy anniversary.
Happy Freedom Day.
Yeah.
Agree with Denise. She says, the more you research, the better you feel. For real. I already read that, sorry, but it's true.
It is true.
Let's see. Hello, live.
Exit the Maze. Hello.
Exit the Maze. I know. I always see your name in the comments on the videos. I love the name. Loving you and your family, and likewise, Penny. Thank you so much for supporting us. Thank you everyone for being here and for supporting us. I see we have over 20 people viewing right now.
Oh, do we?
So that's nice.
And Jessica Fong says, have you done any research or had any interest in other religions? Do you know what? I've looked into quite a few, but religion or organized religion doesn't really appeal to me all that much. I guess maybe that's just my reaction to leaving Jehovah's Witnesses, but I like the freedom of just being able to do my own thing or believe my own thing.
Yeah, I kind of choose things from religions that I enjoy. Like, for example, I like the Bible or parts of the Bible. I think it has a lot of value as in various ways, and I could talk at length about what that means. But I also like things about Taoism and Buddhism, and I like different parts of philosophy. And I think being in a position where you kind of borrow the best parts of different religions and not sort of fall under any sort of one denomination or one organized religion has its benefits. And that's not to say that there's anything wrong with organized religion. Everyone to each to their own. We're all for everyone being able to do whatever they want to do. It's their, that's what freedom is all about.
Yeah.
Let's see, what's this one? My freedom came April 39th years ago. Wow, 39 years ago. 39 years ago.
Wow, a long time.
Well done. Getting
Impart all your wisdom to us, Denise, please.
Please share. Wow.
Yeah. Holistic Hottie Inc. says, I have my own religion. I remember that from the reasoning book. That is me now.
Yeah.
Amen to that.
Exactly. I have my own religion. That's all you need to know. Linda Lawton said, I'm with you. No idea what I believe now. And unbelievably, I'm okay with that. Yeah. It's nice to be okay with that. That can be, I don't know, so society can put a pressure on us to like, oh, you have to believe in something, you have to have a religion, and if you're not religious, then you're an atheist. But no, it's more complex than that. We're not as simple as we think we are sometimes.
It's very freeing, I think, without anything. It's nice to experiment as well, I love a few crystals.
Yeah.
Just saying. I would say I'm more on the spiritual spectrum.
Yeah, Kaylee's a druid.
I'm a witch.
Yeah, I'm a witch. She's a... No, those words don't mix together well.
Just you be quiet there.
Hi, Jackson. Good evening. Great to have you.
Catching up on comments here, guys. Sorry.
Yeah. Taoism, I've listened to Alan Watts a few times. Jessica, I love Alan Watts and his videos. He is greatly missed, shall we say. But yeah, it's nice listening to some of his older audio recordings, and a few times I've listened to him and it's just like blown my mind. And yeah, I do like a lot of what he has to say.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Tommy says, I personally don't need religion anymore after leaving JW Cult. For me, it is about being a spiritual person. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely agree with you.
That resonates with us, yeah. And Penny says, I always wanted to know what other people knew, even as a child of JW parents. I escaped from my family oppression and bad treatment by hoping in the service.
Yeah, it's something I think as a JW child, they kind of squash your natural inquisitive nature. And in some people, it's just not squashable. It really isn't. Yeah. And that's what eventually leads to that person.
They don't want you to be too curious. They want you to ask questions, but only the right questions.
Only their questions.
Only the ones in the watchtower.
Exactly.
Religion is a snare and a racket.
It certainly is.
It's funny how they tried to wiggle their way out of that one.
Yeah. And Jex at 2020, one of the biggest lessons I've learned is that I don't need to know the answer to everything.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely agree with you on that one. And that was a big pill for me to swallow in particular, because I like to know everything and I like to have life organized, but life is messy. Life isn't organized. It can't fit in a box. And just have to learn to live with it.
Yeah, and I think it's all part of being humble, right? I know it's like a bit of a trigger word, humility, humble, because it's something that's driven into you because you need to be a good little servant of Jehovah. But being humble is very important. And one of the things I've come to realize is the more you know, the more you realize how much you don't know. So yeah, if you do a lot of research about religions and beliefs and faith systems, you tend to find out that there's a lot more out there than you thought, and you're probably never going to know it all. So it's very difficult then even to select something. So that's why I like choosing, teachings and truths from different sources.
Yeah.
I am against organized religion too, Denise says. I think we're against it on a personal level in that it's not for us.
Yeah. But
I wouldn't be against it for, other people. I think other people, need organized religion, and that's fine.
Yeah, I do think it makes me think of a lady we knew in particular, and I know that for her personally, an organized religion, whether that was JW's, which it just so happened to be, or another organized religion, was something she absolutely 1000% needed in order to cope with life. And someone like that, organized religion is good for.
Yeah. I mean, don't get us wrong, religion has a lot to answer for as well.
It really does.
What the horrors it has meted out to people and to the world over the centuries, I guess, because religion is as much a part of human culture and society as anything else. But it's very difficult because sometimes you get people who are like, religion is wrong, the world needs to get rid of religion, it causes wars, it causes strife, it separates people, and it causes so many issues. But at the same time, you can't just remove, it's like saying, I'm going to cut off my legs because they're hurting me, right? They're integral to humanity in a way. Yeah. I'm not saying that humanity definitely needs them in this modern day. I don't know. It's a big question. It's just a really big question, and it's not something that has a black and white.
Yeah, definitely
answer.
not.
Sorry.
No, just something that Holistic Hottie Inc. said, that some people need structure, I think.
Yeah, it's so
and
true.
Literally, you just hit the nail on the head with that. It is. It boils down to structure. Perhaps it's not even religion in itself. It's the organized part of religion that those people need.
Denise says, guess I need to do a video on that too. Awesome.
Yeah, yes, please do.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it. Ronnie, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Ronnie.
I'm assuming you're in the United States somewhere, if it's the afternoon, or somewhere further beyond. I see the Watchtower bringing JWs around to joining the world and fitting in
a bit more.
A bit more. I think I know what you're saying, Penny.
I'm trying to work out.
Yeah. I mean, they're fitting in to... Do you mean that in the context of the fact that the JWs are being controlled by the powers that be that are controlling everyone else? Aka the banking system, the monetary system, whoever pulls the the strings in that power structure.
We're getting into deep talk now.
Yeah. Let's break out the tinfoil hats, people.
God, I love a good tinfoil hat.
Beverly says, let each do as they want without harming others. Yeah, I mean,
precisely.
And that's another good example of, the golden rule, that talk, do unto others as you would like. I'm screwing this up.
Yeah, you are.
Treat others as you would like to be treated.
Yeah.
Which is not the King James version, but it's the same thing. And, it's a good example of taking a great, teaching or truth from a book like the Bible or from another religion and applying it. And I'm a big believer in that, live and let live. Let people do what they want to do. But as long as they are, not impeding the lives of others.
Yeah.
Hello from NHUSA.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome.
Where is NH?
I'm trying to work it out in my head here.
North Carolina, Nebraska. New Hampshire? You're on the East Coast? I agree, Penny, that they don't realize how their new
light is becoming more like mainstream religions.
New Hampshire, I was right.
Quite right. Yeah.
Yeah. It is becoming a lot more like mainstream religions, and I think they have to. I would have called them fundamentalist Christians at one point. It's a bit of a loaded term as well.
Yeah.
But or extreme. Let's call them an extreme religious organization. They are becoming less and less extreme, and I think they're doing that because they need to become more palatable for the younger generation. Because
definitely, yeah,
the younger generation, if they remain so extreme, they're gonna just like hemorrhage people. Young people are just gonna bleed out of the system,
which is what has been happening, I guess,
in
recent years, and why they took away things such as the yearbook.
Yeah,
so people couldn't actually see that they were hemorrhaging people.
And they've like haven't completely removed the teaching, but when we were leaving, they were sort of like phasing out the 1914 teaching because I think they realized that was one of the big, things that broke people down and made them realize it wasn't the truth.
Yeah, they're going to have to do something big with that, I think, in the next few years.
Yeah, well, the thing is, they took it out of the New Bible, didn't they? It was like mentioned once in a footnote or in a note somewhere, and that was it. Whereas in the Bible previous to that, there was a whole section dedicated at the back to telling you, like the reference Bible, there was a whole chapter on why 1914 is a big thing and what it means.
Speaking of the Bible, we are packing up. We sold our house.
Oh yeah.
We are officially going traveling the world with the kids and my mum. And I was unpacking some boxes, trying to, get rid of things we don't need. And I found a JW Bible. Yes.
Did you?
Much to my shock, and a jw.borg badge as well. The kids were like, let me have it. Here's me. Not a hope, kids. That's going in the bin.
Yeah. Did you bin the Bible as well?
I did bin the Bible as well. Although I should have kept it. Maybe it would have been worth something at some point because it was one of those that had the misprint in the numbers.
Oh, yeah.
One of the originals.
Remember that? Yeah. I forgot about that. The misprinted Bible.
When they added in another 700 Jehovah's that weren't there.
That's what happens when you let the Holy Bible get in the way. It gets the numbers wrong in your Bible. Let's see.
We're off on a tangent. Now we've got to catch up on the chat.
JWs are a lot like other Christian fundamentalist sects. They are, yeah.
Hello in Kentucky.
Hi,
hello,
Kentucky. Great
Much
to have
love
you.
to you too.
Kay says, I keep having nightmares about dying in Armageddon. It's so engraved into my head. I can't seem to get over it, even though I don't believe that way anymore.
Do you know what? My heart goes out to you because I was exactly the same. Maybe the first 18 months after leaving, lots of Armageddon nightmares and thinking I doomed the kids to dying at Armageddon too. And it's very, very difficult. It's very exhausting. I'm sorry that you're going through that.
Yeah, sorry to hear that. And it can take a while to get over it. It does go away eventually. Especially like you said, you don't believe that way anymore. Mm-hmm. That's a huge step in the right direction. Because once you realize, I don't believe that anymore, you start walking down the path where you sort of start putting a distance between yourself and Armageddon. Now, obviously, it's still there, and you look over your shoulder and you can still see it, and obviously you have these nightmares. But eventually, if you keep going, eventually they'll go away.
And sometimes having a therapist, someone trusted that you can talk to about, then they can help you deal with it. It can be made easier.
Yeah, because we had friends who were disfellowshipped, but they still believed. So, and when we left, I think they'd been out maybe like 8 or 10 years or something like that, but they still sort of like had the same fears about Armageddon and being destroyed and everything. And the reason they hadn't moved on is because they still believed in it.
Yeah.
Right? But once, well, we kind of talked to them and kind of helped them wake up a little bit. And once they realized and kind of had that realization that those beliefs were wrong and they started to believe in the opposite, after a while, it did take them a while, but they stopped having those fears.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, talking to someone who knows what they're talking about is very important.
Yeah, absolutely.
See, Marcus Knuckler. Hello, thank you 1000 for your mental help and your time for this. For me, it's the greatest fight of my life. I am Pimo, 40 years, elder. Since 2 years, I get back the elder, but I'm in my home. Marcus, how on earth are you doing that? How does...
Yeah,
wow, I
that
take
is
my
tough.
hat off to you. That is insane.
Yeah, how are you coping?
Yeah, being physically and mentally out and an elder, I've been there. It's very difficult, and I know these videos help because the similar videos helped me when I was in, just knowing there were other people out there in a similar position. It's very difficult, and my heart goes out to you, and I wish you all the best on your journey. I'm sorry that you're in that position. It's very difficult.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm chuckling at Exit the Maze. Weed can help. Yes, it can. Yes, it can.
Exit the Maze. I think in another life we would have been very good friends.
Maybe in this life too.
You never know. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that was on my bucket list, which is a random thing to talk about on a YouTube
What was?
live, was to smoke a joint.
Was it?
I've had 2 puffs of a joint. I have fulfilled my bucket list.
Yeah, I tend to have more than 2 puffs.
Yeah.
There are 4 family GWs. You understand what I mean. Marcus
I'm
Nuclear.
a tiny bit confused.
I think I know what you mean. I think you mean that you know your families and all are still in and stuff like that.
Right.
And that it's not just your family, extended family as well, which I understand. It makes it even more difficult because you're stuck in a really difficult position.
Yeah. And Paul Williams, hello. Hello, hello.
Hi, Paul. Peaceful Lady, Nita from NC, North Carolina. I knew that one. I was called out at a memorial yesterday. The righteous and unrighteous scripture. If you never knew, you may not be saved. Faded a year ago. Well, hey, glad you faded.
Yeah, happy days. Was it difficult to fade? Because
it can be, can't it?
my mum faded just around probably about 6 months before the pandemic hit, and at that point I think it helped her that we had already disassociated because the elders were too scared to come knocking because her flat is attached to ours, our home, and it was a very smooth fade for her. She gets the odd message, but the pandemic helped in that sense because then nobody was doing house calls or anything like that, so she got off lightly.
Yeah. She did, yeah. And good luck on that fading process because I know it could be an ongoing journey. Jane Spitfire says, Spitfire, that is an awesome name. If that's your real surname, I'm jealous. So sorry going through this. I quit about 30 years ago and still have family in. Bit of solidarity there with Marcus. Yeah, we completely agree. I understand that. It is very difficult. And anyone going through that is in our thoughts. And Ronnie, that's nice, Ronnie. Seeing you come out as a family has been inspiring to me. Thank you very much, Ronnie.
Thank you.
That's kind of you. And you guys are an inspiration to us, just, seeing all the support and all the interaction.
And Exit the Maze, 29 people watching. That's a whole congregation. Yes.
The Exjw family.
Shall we start with a song and prayer? Oh wait, I'm a woman. I can't do that.
Yeah, you can now. I'm not doing it.
Someone give me a hat.
Put a tablecloth on your head. Let's see. Jane Spitfire, I agree that it is falling apart slowly. It's, I don't know, it's happening much quicker than I thought it would.
Yeah.
Like when I left, I could tell it was falling apart and it was hemorrhaging people, and I didn't realize it while I was in. But when I sort of saw it, turned the flashlight back on it and saw it after leaving, I was like, whoa, there's a lot more happening here than we realized. But it's only sped up ever since then. So.
I'm actually surprised, I think, by seeing how many people we know personally who have left. That's been very shocking to me. Even, you get a text from someone, you think, oh, is this possible? Is this real? Because you don't expect it.
Yeah. Peaceful Lady says that some still call and chat and the pandemic helped.
I'm glad it's not been too tough on you.
Yeah. Also, JW saying, we'll kill ex-JWs and those not JWs will die. It's horrible. Yeah. It's like, yeah, that's weird. It's really weird. Just the fact that we used to actually feel it was okay to think that way. But then deep down, you also knew it was wrong, even when you were in the cult, to think that, but maybe it's something that we blocked and didn't think too much about. But yeah, it's horrible. It's horrible that a group of people have that belief or that teaching.
Well, that even if you were, a good JW, the fact that, when I stopped pioneering and had my first, that some of the pioneers would say to me, oh, you don't really want to have any more kids because they're going to, the government's going to take the kids and they're going to torture them and kill them in front of you. And I'm like, well, then what's the point of being a good JW full stop if Jehovah's going to let that happen?
It's mad.
Anyway, it just so much circular reasoning. So much.
Insanity. Donny Boy 73 says he left just before the pandemic, a year before. I suppose that was good timing as well in a way, if you want to call it that. I hope it's been okay after you've left, Donny Boy. You haven't had too much hassle. Denise, you'll have a party at your house in Watchtower Falls if you're still alive, and we'll be there.
Yes, we will. Woohoo!
SW, Oklahoma.
We'll remember.
I'm assuming SW means Southwest.
Peaceful Lady says, my son was loud at meetings during the toddler years, so I could relate to your videos about your children. Yes, thank you. I think so many of us have been there with noisy children and disapproving looks.
Yeah, I know. It's tough with kids. Kay says, my mum sits on Zoom listening to others call people. She writes letters during that time. Yeah, it's funny. It seems to be a lot happening with Zoom these days.
Not just like, do you know what? They've found a lot of inventive ways to get their time in. We found JW Rocks. Like, is that a thing now? I don't know. We've been out a couple of years. I don't pay any attention. But more than once, I've seen JW.borg rocks that they've painted blue and then written website or contact details on or whatever.
I forgot about that, yeah. Tommy G says it's good to see so many people waking up from the very sick cult, and it's true, we agree with you. It's great to see so many people, whole families leaving and all that good stuff, and I think it's going to happen more and more. And sort of on the back of that, Donny Boy 73 said, if the religion wants to survive, eventually they will have to get rid of shunning.
Definitely agree with you on that one.
Yeah, I don't know. Part of me agrees, but part of me also, I think if they do that, they'll lose a lot of people really quickly. But then it'll stabilize. Mm-hmm. And I think they're afraid, and that's why they're keeping the shunning, because they're afraid of how many people they'll lose. But yeah, it's a tricky one. See.
Is it Bruin? Sorry if I can't pronounce your name properly. You're going to have to
scroll
up.
Sorry, Bruin.
It says, I just watched your What Do We Believe Now video, and it's uncanny how the missus and I are just like you. My belief in higher dimensional reality, her content with not knowing all the answers. Amazing. Woohoo! Yes.
It's nice to meet a fellow higher dimensional reality thingy person believer. I don't know what to call it.
Don't get him started. Now you've just started him off now. He's going to start talking about the 4th, 5th, 6th, 20th dimension here.
I don't want to bore
We've
everyone.
lost him down a black hole.
I love physics. I love quantum physics. I love philosophy and thinking outside the box. And I definitely believe there is something to the quantum realm where we're all living in a hologram. Look up the holographic principle, people.
Here we go. You started something now.
The Matrix is real. Well, it's not really real. It's sort of real. The Matrix is a good analogy for what we're experiencing.
Someone get this man a muzzle.
Right, sorry. Let's look on to someone else's comment before I keep going. Put everyone to sleep. Looking back at their doctrine, Jane Spitfire says seems so faulty, like resurrecting people who die now come back. My brother was inactive for over 50 years. My pen Ernie says he is coming back in resurrection. Yeah. Yeah, it's all the... It's very difficult because when you realise that all of the really important doctrine is wrong, you realise sort of all of it's wrong. It's all lies at the end of the day. Are we running out of time, Liv?
I think I might be running out of time. I can hear screaming children.
Oh my goodness, should we just quickly...
Maybe they're just making noise.
Quickly go through a few more people and then...
I've lost track of where we are now.
Oh, Donny Boy said his wife's still in and it's very difficult. Sorry, Donny Boy. Sorry you're going through that. I hope that things improve at some point. Yeah. In the near future, sooner rather than later. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's the one, Bruin. What about Lily Bell? Odd question. Do you want to read that quickly?
Yes, but I've always wondered, how do witnesses seriously reconcile with the fact that Armageddon has been given multiple poorly predicted dates, all of which have come and gone?
New light.
Yeah. New light. There is always new light.
Yeah, it's obviously not right.
And I don't know how, but they just keep getting away with it.
Yeah, carrot and stick scenario. They just... And then you have the sunken fallacy thing where you've dedicated so much of your life. So what's waiting? What's another 10 years? We'll see. We'll find out that. And then that was not. Oh, what's another 10 years? I've already dedicated 50 years to this thing. So. Let's see.
Linda says, I know at least 50 who have left. One long-time respected elder and his entire family in Rockland, CA. And they were always on stage at conventions. Now, that is great to hear.
Yeah.
Congrats to them on their freedom and all those people.
Yeah, and Donnie said about there being many tricks of the trade to get your time in. It's so funny. Yeah.
They really are.
Lots of tea breaks that you still count as time.
Do you know what? I think when I pioneered, most of our time was tea breaks. Like, that's where we made up our time. I don't know if anybody else can attest to that, but yeah. Tea breaks were at least 50% of my hours on my report each month.
Hey, that was the best part about the ministry. Audio said I could relate to your video about children in the meeting because I remember being constantly spanked. When I was young, you must have been very naughty. I asked my mum why, and she said I wouldn't sit still and pay attention. That was a joke, obviously. Yeah, I mean, how can you expect kids to sit and be still for 2 hours or whatever?
Dreadful.
It's
Just
insane.
dreadful.
I mean, yeah, our kids could never sit still. They can't even sit still for 5 seconds.
Not a hope.
So that's a horrible thing to expect of children, and it's abuse in a way,
It is. It's definitely abuse because so many children were beaten into sitting still. Literally taken out and thrashed.
Yeah. Julie says, same here. I think there's so much going on in this realm that we can't even comprehend. I agree. And in fact, there are little experiments you can do where you can sort of realize that your perception is such that your mind shuts off most of the input going into your senses, because if all of that was going in, you'd be completely overwhelmed and your body would just go into shock.
You guys are giving him far too much ammunition.
Yeah, sorry guys, sorry. What can I say? Sorry, not sorry. What does M. Fogg said about weed? I just saw weed, so I have to read this question.
No, not weed.
What does it say?
I often think
to weed
has a plan to... Sorry guys, sorry.
I blame the maze guy. He talked about weed earlier, and now, one track mind.
Plan to weed out those who will not follow blindly. Sorry, I'm trying to read this in a serious tone. Serious. And when they can't get any more out of them, then they will spit them out and sell all the real estate that they now own. That's
sort of what they're doing already, because they have to cover their expenses when it comes to all the court cases as well. So they're doing that with the real estate, and they'll continue to do that in the future.
Penny asked a question further down. Okay? I'm trying to get through people before I have to go and rescue my mother. Does your eldest daughter ask any questions about the meetings, etc.? She doesn't ask questions per se, but she will have like random memories about the meetings, or she'll comment on the fact that a family member won't see her anymore. But she's not one to, I guess, harp on about it. It's just, it's matter of fact with her. There's no hard feelings or anything.
Yeah, she remembers things, but not too much, thank goodness. I see Beverly's laughing at Paul Williams' little story, so I'm going to quickly relate it. Paul Williams says, quick story. An ex-friend spotted and pulled out his phone and pretended to talk into it rather than let on to me. I decided to call it. His face was a picture as it began to ring mid-conversation.
Oh my word! That's a good one.
Love that one. Awesome.
I remember we were out a couple of months and I was in town with our middle child, and an elder was coming, just walking up to us, and he realized who it was, and I have never seen someone run so quickly into a shop. He literally ran into that store. I'm like, what was I going to do? I had a 3-year-old with me. Attack him in the street or something?
Yeah.
Throw a Bible at him?
Yeah, it's hilarious. The fear, it's real. I think we'll end on one more because we do have to go now, unfortunately. But Jane Spitfire says something really good, I think, is a nice point to sort of bring out and finish up on. We're all trying to survive life. Life is up and down, hard. I think JW religion is controlling and helps people who are scared and want a perfect life. It's so true. They prey on people who are vulnerable and who want answers. You can't blame people for wanting answers, wanting some comfort and security, and to know, have some hope. We all need hope. Unfortunately, you get people like the JW organization preying on people's need for hope. But it's true. Even after, life is up and down, can be difficult, but we're all here together, and that's why we're the Exjw family. We try and help each other out.
So thank you for the chat, everyone. I am sorry that we have to go, but bedtime beckons.
Thank you.
A drink for me, maybe.
A drink, yeah. Maybe have a beer or something.
I hope you're all having a good Sunday evening or afternoon, heading into evening, wherever you are in the world. And we really need to try and do this weekly, don't we?
Yeah, we'll try and do it weekly. We're trying to do a podcast, who knows. But yeah, enjoy the rest of your weekend, or what's left of it. And
love to you all.
Chat to you guys again soon.
Bye. McKellen's.